Well, what a way to start out a college football Saturday here in Tallahassee. Coach Corso picking the Noles. Welcome outside here to Langford Green alongside Ryan Pensy. I'm Scott Kotick. What a moment to see him pick the Noles again. That was something really special.
Well, it was, and the crowd reaction and the crowd in general today, Scott, has just been fantastic. People know this is a big game. It's a top 10 matchup in the ACC, and the implications for both teams moving forward is huge tonight. Now it's time to go play some football.
You don't like to put too much emphasis on one game, but it really seems like this is the make or break game of our entire season. How important is it for the Noles not only to win this game, but to come out and look really good doing it?
Well, I think it's very important. You know, Florida State has had all of this hype built up around this football game. They have been very workmanlike, focusing on Murray State, Savannah State, Wake Forest, and now Clemson. But now it's time to see what this defense can do against maybe one of the premier offenses in the country. I don't know that the offensive line of Clemson is going to be able to slow down Bjorn Werner and Tank Carradine, but who is maybe that one player we're not talking about right now who's going to come up and have a big play? It could be somebody from either side on the football.
One of the biggest things, that's the storyline. If Clemson's high-powered offense against Florida State's defense, how do the Seminole corners do? I think that's the biggest thing maybe. If you're going to maybe see even Christian Jones move outside and cover a wide receiver or a tight end, those Seminoles can cover in space. It should be an easy game.
Well, it should, and I think the key is if you watch on film, what Clemson does so well is they like to spread the football field out a lot and get the ball into the hands of playmakers like Hopkins and Watkins. But the key to that is the corners have to play on their guy. You can't try and make some big play, try to bite on the football. If you do, it could turn into 15, 20 yards or a touchdown. If you stay at home, you can usually key in on those guys and get them down. But that's the key. You got to get them down because Watkins is good enough that he can turn maybe a 2-yard catch into a 20-yard catch.
Thankfully, we got a guy named Xavier Rhodes that's very good at being playing press coverage. Let's switch over to the other side of the ball. What not a lot of people are talking about, the fact that the Florida State offense might be that much better than the Clemson defense. The one thing Clemson's had trouble with is controlling the run. Well, against the Florida State offense that now seems to be coming into their own running the ball with Chris Thompson, that's a mismatch for Florida State.
Well, you've got a lot of different options in the running game for Florida State. You've got the finesse backs in Thompson and Freeman. You've got the power in Wilder Jr. and Pryor and Smiley. You've got a lot of options there. A very deep group that maybe we didn't think was that deep coming into the football season. But you're right. Nobody's talking about Florida State's offense. It's all Clemson's offense, Florida State's defense. Well, Florida State's put up a lot of points through 3 football games, and maybe this is the time where we see E.J. Manuel come out and have maybe that career-defining moment in a national primetime game.
And you would like to think so, just especially because of last year. In this environment, almost a year ago now, was the Oklahoma game. He was injured, got knocked out for the Clemson game. Well, he wants another shot at these guys. When you talk to him during the week, it really seems like they got a different confidence about him. We can say the hype from last year to this year is different, but it really is. Being around, it's a different football team and a different mentality.
It is a different football team. Like we said earlier, they're very focused. They know what they need to do tonight against this Clemson team. They know what they need to do to get a victory. And I think now, again, it's time to go play football. You know, we've talked about it all week long, the build-up, the hype, ESPN College Game Day. Now it's time to walk inside of Doak Campbell Stadium and get it done.
Well, let's get right to it. What are the 2 keys for Florida State to walk out of here with a victory?
I think you got to establish the running game late in this football game. Maybe it's going to be like it was against Boston College a few years ago, where if you can put together a 12, 13, 14 play drive late in the game just because Clemson's defense is tired, they can't get off the football field. That could be a key. The other big key is you got to limit the big plays. Momentum in this game is going to be huge, and if Clemson feels like they have some momentum in a hostile environment, that could be dangerous.
For me, it's the one thing we haven't seen, thankfully, so far, controlling the turnovers. If Florida State just does not come out and turn the ball over and do what they need to do, they're going to be just fine. Secondly, that line of scrimmage. Florida State's got a big advantage on both sides of the ball. We exploit that advantage. Clemson's in for a long night.
Yeah, they sure are. And you know, the other thing we haven't talked about, special teams. Last time we were inside Doak Campbell Stadium and Clemson was here, Dustin Hopkins with the walk-off field goal. Case and Beatty probably going to be tested the most that he has all season long. We'll see how the young freshman holds up.
Obviously, needless to say, big game atmosphere here in Tallahassee. Seminoles.com/Gameday is your home for everything you want to know about today. It's a great atmosphere here in Tallahassee. Ryan and I can't wait. We'll see you after the game.